This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, I'm your host, Jason Glick.
Hey, Jason Glick.
Hey, John, how's it going?
Hey, pretty good.
So where are we right now, John?
We're up at Fanime.
Yes.
Fanime, you guys have been great. We always give you the love, even though, it's like, hey, bring some of those older elements back. We like those too. But you know what?
What?
Things move on.
It's like I would just like kill for a fundament that just says like, hey, it's like if you want to register for like professional registration, like we try to do, it's like it's like actually like give us like professional registration rooms or whatnot.
You're sitting in one.
Yeah, I'm sitting in your room, John.
Yes, that's right. This is a professional registration room, and they've done a pretty good job at actually providing them. And I have complete faith in the system that they will continue to do that for us. So excellent. And your opinion is?
Well, my opinion is like it's like I would just love to see them set up some sort of like separate professional registration that actually like gives us a registration room. It's like as we register like for professional registration and all. So there you go.
Okay, all right. It's been a good act of faith so far. Anyway, we're not here to talk about rooms. We're here to talk about Fanime. We're here to talk about whatever it is you've got stacked in front of me.
It's our one guaranteed manga title podcast of the year because if we're going to a Japanese culture and manga like convention that we are going to talk about manga regardless.
Okay. So what manga do you have?
All right. So basically this is going to be Hidden Treasures of Manga Part 3.
All right.
So it's like I like to think that I can keep doing these indefinitely, but this year was a lot harder than usual because when I sat down and read some titles that I thought, hey, I remember this being great. And then I reread them, and they go like, "Oh, wow, this doesn't quite work out as good as I thought." It's like maybe it's because it's like I'm getting old and getting into my late 30s and early 40s.
Don't admit that.
Yeah, no, it's true. So it's like but the thing is like my collection is so vast. No, really, it is, and John, you can back me up on this.
Yes, volumes, ladies and gentlemen, volumes.
Yes, there's plenty of stuff I can bring up as far as good stuff that it's like good manga titles that have fallen by the wayside over the years, and at least one title that I can't believe is being published today and is going to be, and it's like actually it's so obscure that I have to talk about it right now. But that's the end of things. And to kick things off, it's like it wouldn't be a Hidden Treasures of Manga podcast if I didn't talk about a Dark Horse title that wasn't really obscure and all. Now it's like I've talked about how it's like Dark Horse has isn't really all that great about promoting their titles, for being stuff that I really like In This Endless World, or series like Reiko the Zombie Shop that have just completely fallen by the obscure wayside, or it's like the Kurosaki Corpse Delivery Service, which I would love to ask the great Carl Horn about at Funny, but he's apparently not coming this year, so that's disappointing. Anyway, but so what Dark Horse manga title I have to talk about this year? Well, it's about one of the authors who has produced one of their best-selling series of all time. That would be Berserk. That would be Kentaro Miura, who prior to doing Berserk, he did a couple of series with Bronson, who is best known as as the creator of Fist of the North Star with mangaka Kara Tetsuo, but he's also known by his real name Shofu Mimura as the creator of of Sanctuary with Mirochi Ikigami, and who also did another like another like hinges of the manga title that I talked about in years past. Sanctuary, not Sanctuary. Sanctuary was his respectable, like mafia title, working with the political title series. But no, he did Strain with Ryoichi Ikigami. It's like, and he did it's like, and that was great fun. But Bronson is his real name, and when he's using Bronson, it's like that's when he's doing his big pulp, like he's doing like his I'm doing like really crazy over the top stuff. Such is the case with King of Wolves. King of Wolves is a story of a woman named Kyoko whose lover it's like Iba disappeared about a year ago. It's like, and as he tries to find out what happened to him in the Chinese wastelands, she gets sucked into a time portal and and sent back to the year the 1100s when Genghis Khan was ruling the wastelands. And then she finds out that her lover Iba is fighting in a Coliseum tournament fighting. It's like, and he's laying people out, but he's also just trying to survive in order to get back to the woman he loves. But as he keeps fighting, it's like, and as he's eventually reunited with Kyoko, and then he's brought before the Mongol king Genghis Khan. Well, he finds out that Genghis actually has a connection to a very direct connection to one of Japan's great folk heroes, from the tale of the Heike. It's like, and it's like now. It's telling that Dark Horse published these two early works from Miura, because it was like Berserk has sold millions. No, well, okay, not millions, 1 million plus copies of the series for them. It's like, and so they wanted to bring out all any stuff that he's done for, prior to that, so they can publish as well. King of Wolves. It's like, when I first read it, it was all right, in the sense that I thought that the connection to Genghis Khan was kind of like hokey and all. But then rereading the other early series he did with that Miura did with Bronson, Japan, which is kind of like a really a Japan first type story. That's kind of like a Yakuza guy who's bringing the girl he loves and all these no good youths who don't appreciate what it takes to be Japanese and all. It's like that's just kind of really ridiculous and kind of silly. King of Wolves at least has a an amusing and interesting connection to to one of the great conquerors of history in Genghis Khan. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's fun. It's and you can read this and look and appreciate just how Miura's style. It's his big burly guys, style that you see with Berserk. It's evolved from the beginning. It's fun. It's is it kind of ridiculous? Yeah, but it's I enjoyed it overall. Now, going to the other end of the spectrum, and in a series I think John would say that I am what? No, surely that you can't be serious for talking about a series like this, but I'm talking about Shirley from Kaoru Mori. Now, if you hear Kaoru Mori, you think, wait, isn't she the person who does it's a Bride Story, and maybe even that Emma series that I talked about so long ago? Well, yes. In fact, I may have even talked about this series a while ago, but it's haven't talked about it in terms of these specific podcasts and all, but surely it's like the majority of this volume. It's from DC's defunct CMX manga imprint, but it's telling that Emma was so successful for them that they wanted to bring Kaoru Mori's other maid series into English. And Shirley is a story of a barmaid named Miss Bennett who she's not kind of middle aged, but also just she's just wants to have some sort of ease in her life after servicing after working as a barmaid during the day. But then she winds up hiring this girl named Shirley. She's 13 years old, and the reason that Shirley applied for this is hey, Miss Bennett forgot to indicate a specific age limit for working as a maid in her household. And even though Shirley is very young for this type of job, she's extremely good at it, and it's fun to see how her skill works in Miss Bennett's household with her skill at dressmaking when Miss Bennett gives her a young doll to play with, or when Miss Bennett has to deal with her aunt. I can say, hey, why aren't you married to a good man right now? And Shirley has her own thoughts about that. It's if you liked Emma, it's Shirley is an essential. It's on one hand it's an essential read, but it's also deeply kind of fluff as well. But because it kind of reads like a dry run for Emma, it's in that regard. It's there's also a because the majority of the volume is concerned with Miss Bennett and and Shirley's relationship. There are also two subsequent stories that involve a maid dealing with her her younger male ward. It's Miss Nellie and me. And that's kind of fun as you find out just how this maid has to deal with a younger male ward as he wants to get her attention. And eventually determines that hey, she's not worthy. She's there's other things that's more important than getting my maid's attention and all. And then the final the final story, which has a maid dealing with a maid Mary dealing with a John Bolton. It's a James Bolton, my bad. It's who is a inveterate prankster, the kind of guy who will just flick things at the maid just to get her attention, or deal with tripwires in order to have things fall on them as they come in from the door. It's actually kind of fun in the sense that you look at it and go, hey, yeah, this is kind of annoying, but there's this is kind of what he does. And his pranks kind of make things a lot more interesting than they would be if he'd just been a normal boring type landlord and all. So surely it's I said, if you're invested in Kaoru Mori's maid's type tales with Emma, it's very much worth picking up. It's out of print officially because CMX is kind of a disavowed imprint these days, but according to Amazon, you can probably still pick it up for $10+ bucks. There we go. These days. King of Wolves, however, you're probably going to pay a lot more. Same goes for a ancient Tokyopop series called Stone by Hiromoto Shinichi, who also did one of the Star Wars adaptations for Dark Horse back in the day. Stone is a story of it's like of a girl named Zizi who was adopted by it's like by a group of let's see what's her of sand sea hunters, because like this series takes place in the future of Earth that has been like dominated by quicksand, and it's like in sand that has become sea and all. It's yeah, no, it's ridiculous. And the acknowledgement of this given in the first volume by editor Bryce P. Coleman is kind of fascinating in the sense that, you know, it's like he acknowledges that, yeah, this series, this 2-volume series, like draws a lot of familiar stuff. You know, it's like from Star Wars, of course, in the sense that you've got a destined hero. You got a scurrilous rogue in the form of Suv, who runs the sand pirate side of the story. But this series, like, you know, like even this, it's 2 volumes, and like there's a lot of fun to it. Specifically, not only just the presentation of it, in the sense that, you know, it's like the presentation of the series, like, is presented in manga scope. It's like in the sense that we're acknowledging that, yes, this is like, you know, we're doing this in a we're acknowledging the series like owes a lot to like stuff that has come before, but it's also it's like, you know, it's done with a lot of passion as well. I mean, I think that reading these 2 volumes, I mean, you could easily write it off as a series that, you know, like could have run for like, you know, 50 or 60 volumes. It's like, and it's like, you know, epic tale of like, you know, people fighting for the sand sea survival of humankind. But when it's run down to 2 volumes, as I think that Hiromoto Shinichi was intending it to run, it actually plays out as a good novel, as a good movie as well. So I enjoyed it. I mean, yeah, it's like, yeah, you could say that it's like borrowing a whole lot of stuff, like from its antecedents, you know, like Star Wars specifically. But overall, it's like it's a lot of fun. It's like, and yeah, it's like if you want to actually see whether or not I'm right, it's gonna cost you right through the ass, according to Amazon, because like these 2 volumes, yeah, it's like they're not easily acquired, which is disappointing. But Stone has lots of passion in its storytelling and in its art, because Shinichi really went balls out in displaying, like, you know, just like what he was capable of here. It's great fun. It's like, and if you can get these 2 volumes, it's definitely worthwhile. Now, a series that was also published through Tokyo Pop that I liked was in 1 volume was Smuggler from Shohei Manabe. Now, there was clearly some guy at Tokyo Pop who liked this guy, because they also published a series Dead End, which was a surreal, crazy series about people trying to figure out just what the hell was going on with their lives. It's like, and that I might talk about that series in another edition of this, like this particular podcast at a certain date. But Smuggler is the Tokyo Pop edition, at least, and I'll get to that, why I have to distinguish between the Tokyo Pop edition, it's like in a bit, because like this is a story about a guy named Yosuke Kinuta, who was working for a Yakuza group in order to get money for them, but he fucked up, and wound up having to work for their body disposal business. It's like along with a guy named let's see, guy named Joe and an old dude named Noboru. It's like in order to dispose of bodies from like crime sites as well. It's like so it's like that's kind of that's an interesting setup to talk about. Hey, what do we do for how? What's a good setup for a story? It's like we've got hey, these guys who are trying to dispose of dead bodies and all. That's pretty cool. But Smuggler also talks about how these two hired killers, Korean hired killers named Spine and Gut, wind up killing a Yakuza crime boss, and are then captured. Well, let's see. Spine is captured, and he's going to have to be disposed of by Kinuta and his crew. Except that Kinuta fucks up, and now he has to pose as Spine in order to convince the Yakuza guys that he's been like disposed of. It's like it's an interesting crime tale, and that on one hand would work on its own terms, as I described. What happens to Kinuta like after he's forced to pose as this crime lord, but Manabe also has this interesting layer of the fact that Kinuta has also tried to be an actor as well. But he kind of failed at that, but also there's an acknowledgement in the course of the series that he can work at this as long as he commits to it. So it becomes a question of can Kinuta commit to being this killer in order to make his passing as Spine work and save his life. It's an interesting story, and I really liked it in that regards. Now, I was also surprised to learn after checking things out that Smuggler has been reissued in a expanded edition from One Piece Books. It is also included that this new expanded edition, which is over 300 pages, includes a additional story from Manabe as well as a prequel story for Smuggler as well. This is also likely because Smuggler was made into a live action movie a couple of years back. I haven't seen it, but if they hew closely enough to the story of the main series, of the series itself, then I think that's probably gonna be really worth checking out. I don't know if it's actually gonna be shown in Fanime, but John and I will probably find out about that in a little bit. Probably not, but hey, hope springs eternal and all. All right, but so Smuggler, definitely worthwhile. In fact, I think, like I said, all King of Wolves, Shirley, Stone, and Smuggler, definitely worth your time. Same goes for a series I'm going to cheat for this description of Hidden Treasures of the Manga. In the sense that these other series that series that are long out of print, and you're probably going to have to pay through the nose for. But there's one called this new series that came out just called Dragon Half. Now, if you are an old anime fan as I am, then you'll remember that there was a 2-episode OVA series of Dragon Half that was really funny and really goofy, because it's all about a half dragon, half human girl named Mink, who falls in love with this idol named Dick Saucer. It's in this fantasy world, and in order to become his betrothed, she wants to find the Peel potion in order to become a full human and all. It's this 2-episode OVA series is great goofy fun, especially with when you get the ridiculous bits with Dick Saucer finding out that a Mink is a half human half dragon type character, and he has to kill her because he's the dragon slayer and all. But a Mink eventually winds up giving him a laxative in order to help him fight through his like tournament fighting bit, and things go about as well as you'd expect there. It's like, and also when Ming has to come face to face with her arch nemesis Damaramu, who is a big big burly sword fighting type guy who also has a very compact brain. In the sense that you throw like she defeated him once by throwing a lightsaber in his brain, but he lived because his brain was so small that it's like the lightsaber strike missed his brain. That's the kind of series you're dealing with, and the manga published by Seven Seas. I'm honestly surprised that this series is even seeing a release in the year of our Lord 2018, because this is published way back in 1998, and it's like, wow, it's like you want to post a series that's like over 20 years old, like in like this year? Well, okay. It's like I liked it. Like telling people from my friends in my anime club, they liked it too, and that's about it for who would appreciate the series. So there you go. So it's like I definitely give Seven Seas props for publishing this series in this day and age, and like their translation of the title as well, because it's like I've seen some complaints that like the translation is too modern and too hip and all. It's like there's too much modern slang in it, but it's like I'm gonna give it a pass because like some of the ridiculous bits of this of the translation, it's like were probably read just as ridiculous back in the late 80s. Like the series was already published as well. So Dragon Half, it's a series that was destined to become a hidden treasure, because it's like wow, it's like who's gonna want to read a series that's over like 30 years old? It's like in this day and age, I would for sure, but everyone else is like it's just going to become like obscure. It's like as it is published. So there you go. 5 more series that I think are great hidden treasures. One of them is still being, even though it's still being published, Dragon Half is there's going to be 4 volumes of it, I believe, but it's obscure as it is, but it's still great fun, and I give the great credit to Seven Seas for publishing it as it is, and the translation is great fun. So John, any thoughts on your end?
No, these are just kind of really interesting, though. So, so the availability on these is going to be a little bit spotty on some. Is that what you said?
Smuggler and Dragon Half are probably the easiest titles to get a hold of, because One Piece Books did its own edition of expanded edition of Smuggler, and Dragon Half is still being published right now, so you can easily pick up those two. King of Wolves, Shirley and Stone, you may have to pay through the ass a bit, or if you know a guy who knows a guy, and if it just falls off the back of the internet for you, or hey, if you see them at the swap meet at Fanime tonight, then there you go.
Grab them, pick them up while you can. Okay, yes. You know what you're going to talk about next time?
Well, it's like I guess I have to get sentimental with it, John, because I guess at this point we've been doing this for 10 years now, haven't we?
That's right.
So I think that next time, it may be the first of a 2-part thing. Going back to our very first podcast and all.
All right. Well, we'll catch you next time on Comic Picks by the Glick.
All right. Laters.
See ya.